Hello, this is Karen's weekend warm-up for the dates of June 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And we have pulled the Knight of Swords card for our past time card. Our present time card, how we're reacting to the Knight of Swords is the Awakening and or the Hanged Man. So let's talk first about the Knight of Swords. This might be a person who's idealistic, decisive, determined, maybe impulsive, or perhaps even undiplomatic. They believe strongly in their mission, fighting for justice, and or sudden or unexpected changes, intellectual solutions to problems. This card encourages the person to use their head instead of their heart. So it's definitely of an intellectual person, a person who's acting from their intellect. They're able to accomplish many things at once. They're brilliant. They have capacity to solve any intellectual problem, strong, focused, committed, educated. But it also could indicate the shadow ego. So undiplomatic. This is how we're reacting to the Knight of Swords card. It's the Awakening. And or in the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, it's the Hangman. Hangman might be the time for reflection. Also could require people to step back and look at things differently from their new perspective. Maybe we're in a tailspin because of the Knight of Swords card, somebody who acts quickly or impulsively. Things might be moving at a snail pace, but this is only temporary because it's a time to reflect and then come out strong again, like the horse at the gate. They train and train and train. You know, this is the example. The horse trains and trains and trains, but then it comes out strong again. This is us as people, and we're in a state of suspension where it doesn't look like much is going on. It also doesn't look like we're powerful people, but that's an illusion because we're gaining our strength by waiting the right time to act. And it also might be people who are considering donating time, goods, or money, you know, in a tithing kind of situation, charitable act deeds situation where they feel like maybe there's no way to change the power, the Knight of Swords, from acting impulsively, but in retrospect, after a time of suspension, they come back maybe and start donating their time, their goods, their material goods, their skills, their money to charitable organizations. And that very well could be because the Supreme Being is telling us about some things that she would like, God, Goddess would like to happen, and this is the list that the Supreme Being dictated to me, basically, not in the sense of a kind-hearted, giving, loving God, Goddess. Work together to form meaningful, purposeful communities. Organize a committee where you can exchange ideas, skills, and or necessary items, you know, like a clothing drive. Learn to deal with each crisis as it comes along, so don't get overwhelmed. That's how, when there's so much on the plate, you're just going to have to deal with, you know, check one crisis off, deal with one crisis as it comes, you know, one day at a time kind of thing. Stay on course. Donate time to charitable organizations. Respect one another for the brilliant people that you are. So be your own role models. Donate money for teens who are troubled. Take time to encourage one another. Treasure your family. organize clothing drive, rummage sale, work on a prevention hotline. Empower yourselves by helping where you can. You know, making brownies for Girl Scouts or that kind of thing. Give back to the community. And it seems like, you know, do what you can. You know, it's, you obviously, one person can't do everything, single thing on this list. But if there's one thing that you can do, instead of watching TV or the news, the Supreme Being is saying, perhaps you could just do one of these things on this list. And that would make you feel better about the world that we live in. And now I'm going to listen real spontaneously to something else, that something cherished that the Supreme Being could pass our way to make our days, our weekend better, as we're sorting out our old clothes and donating to Goodwill or so forth, to charitable organizations. I actually did that. Right before I sat down to do this video, I actually donated some clothes. So, okay, so let's listen to what the Supreme Being has to say. Yeah, he's just reiterating what he's saying, that, you know, volunteering to make sense out of the senseless. It doesn't make sense what's going on. So in order to distract us from what looks like chaos, we should, you know, one day at a time. You did this, you did everything that you could possibly do, you're a good person, and that's how you can get through. That's how historically people have gotten through similar situations. You know, like during World War II, women would wrap bandages, and they had, what else did they do? Oh, you know, they ROTC dances, so they would, you know, volunteer to set up, decorate for those dances, that kind of thing. Just do what you can do, so it makes the hours go by, and then you don't, you know, and it makes your life, your world better. That's what the Supreme Being is saying. Anything else to add to that? He's saying that people could take out time from their busy schedules, maybe to say just a prayer. Just everybody doing that. You don't know, you know, what's the old adage? Anything's possible with faith. All things are possible with faith. Yeah, just a mustard seed of faith. I can't remember the whole Bible verse. Forgive me. Yeah, so even if your faith is just the size of a mustard seed, that's not it. But anyway, you understand where I'm coming from. And I thank you so much for being a kind and generous audience. I hope that these videos uplift you and make your day better, and I hope that this coming weekend, the 2nd and 3rd and 4th, proves to be a wonderful weekend that brings you love and joy. Bye-bye. See you next time.